So hello from another Eurostar journey, and this one's an interesting one because this is the longest journey you can take on Eurostar. I am headed to Amsterdam, and it takes a good 4.5 hours to get to Amsterdam from London. So London to Calais, up to Brussels, and then from there up to Amsterdam. So just figured I would do a video. Now, this trip's also quite interesting because it is my first trip to Europe entering on my Canadian passport. Now, why would I be doing that? Here's a cool French stamp right there. So the reason for this is I thought about 3 weeks ago I had lost my British passport. I thought I had lost all my ID at a restaurant in Newbury and couldn't find it and scrambled. And one of the good things and one of the more challenging things is, if you do this, is I canceled my British passport because I truly thought I had lost it. So that's why I am traveling on this trip fully on my Canadian passport. I come to the community from Canada LLC rather than UK PLC. So, yes, my first first European, so from the French authorities, stamp, and yeah, I'm not sure whether to be proud of that, happy about that, or or hang my head in shame. So, one thing I can say about when I was scrambling because I thought I had lost my British passport and also my Canadian passport, I was quite actually upset about that. Glad that I found everything, etc. I had a bit of a senior moment, a little bit forgetful, partially because of some scrambling that happened during that particular morning. Anyway, so the one thing that's really cool is, firstly, the British passport system. Everything can be done online. So you can cancel it online. You receive a text message that confirms that your passport's canceled, and from there you can actually reapply at a discount rate of £75 for your replacement passport. In my case, filled it out online, had a reference here in the UK who could vouch for me. Even his process was done fully online. The only physical thing I had to send was a photocopy of every page in my Canadian passport, and that's because I'm a dual national. A little bit of a pain, but and it slows down the process, but a necessary evil. So did that. I should expect my passport in about 4 weeks, possibly 6 weeks, due to processing times. And if you're curious, I'm actually in the tunnel right now. Anyway, now how about the Canadian side of things? So thankfully, Canada didn't have an online process for canceling my passport. However, I did certainly reach out to the Canadian High Commission, reached out to some others who had some experience in this area about what do you do to cancel a passport. And the one thing, honestly, I felt terrible. I felt mortified that I had lost such a significant document. I've never done that before in all my travels to the United States, Philippines, Europe, South America, Central America. I've never done this. I think the only time I came close to it was on my way to Australia, where I misplaced my passport in one of my bags. Found it, thankfully, on that trip too. But I was really quite mortified, and thankfully, friends who were supporting me, etc., certainly helped me, especially when you guys experienced in this particular area. It's like, what if you need the service? You need the service. You need the help of your country. That's why you pay your taxes. That's why you pay for your passport, etc. And certainly in my head, I'm thinking, don't ever let it happen again. So everybody was really graceful. The next morning, the or actually at the end of the weekend, the High Commission was quite responsive. And then when I had sent the message back saying that I found everything, they were also very like, "Hey, congrats, great." So some lessons learned. One thing I will say is I'm kind of glad the Canadian side of things was a little slower, and didn't have an online portal to cancel my passport and stuff like that. Otherwise, I would have had to run to London, get an emergency passport, so I could go home and then scramble to get a passport, either Canadian or British, to head back to the UK. And a week later, on top of jury duty that I had, family stuff that I had to do, voting in the Canadian election and stuff like that. So lots of stress. So I would have gotten through it, but thankfully I have my Canadian passport around to get me places. And what can I say about the e-gate process arriving in the UK? Easy. It read it, took it like a charm. It was just like I was walking in with my British passport. So, in terms of the French authorities, on Eurostar, they literally looked at my passport, stamped it, and then said, waved me on in. So, very smooth on that particular passport. So, of course, having to line up versus using the e-gates, because when you enter countries in the EU other than the UK, you have to use, you can't use your non-EU passport. UK is the only country that I'm aware of in the EU that allows other countries to use the e-gates. So there you go.